Unofficially, we met after a football game. She was doing an interview my true freshman year.
So we lost that game. In my estimation, he had had a great game. I expected him to come in upbeat, and he walked in with his head down, and he sat down at the table, and all he talked about the entire time was the team.
It's not about me.
Well, it is, because it impacted me.
Oh.
I was impressed the very first time I heard you speak.
So after that, it was a reading 101 class. First day of that summer class, standing in the hall, and I see this little ponytail bobbing down the hall coming my way, and I thought, man, I hope she is coming to this class.
And yet, by the end of that class, we were dating. I was pretty independent and took great pride in my independence. I think it was pretty well known that I just didn't have much interest in getting married and starting a family straight out of college. I graduated and I went to work at a television station, and it was always about the next step. And then he came along.
Left school to go train to get ready for the upcoming draft, and I got back and bought a ring, and I woke up one morning and the ring was burning a hole in my pocket, and I went and knocked on the door, and she opened it. I don't even know how early it was.
It was early. I was still asleep. I'm not a morning person. And so I opened the door and I turned around and went and laid back down on the couch. He said, I came to wake you up. I said, why? He said, because I want to wake you up every morning for the rest of your life. I jumped around and he was on his knee with that ring out, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm so glad you woke me up.
And then it got real crazy after that. 2004, was drafted in the 4th round by the Cleveland Browns.
So it was a 5-year contract under the pretense that the first year or two, you're gonna watch, you're gonna learn,
Yep.
and then you're gonna move into the starting role, and we're gonna win a lot of Super Bowls, and it's all gonna be great.
We finished the season really bad. 1 year, our prior draft day later, we're traded.
And the next day we were on a plane to Tampa, Florida.
Right, 8 months pregnant.
We thought we had this one plan, and really that ended up setting the course for our future, because it was 4 years later that we were traded again with no warning.
That part of it, I was going, all right, God, what are you trying to teach me here? What are you trying to develop in me, you know, for your glory? Because I knew it had to do with him. It didn't have, at least I was mature enough to understand that, but it didn't have to do with me, but that didn't make it any easier to deal with.
It was that second trade that I started having those hard conversations with God. Maybe it was when he finally got my attention and started changing me, opening my eyes to see that this wasn't about us, that this was a mission field that he had called us to.
The last 13 years have taught us not to plan a whole lot. 2 knee injuries, a back injury, a hand.
6 kids.
2 Great Danes.
A cat. And 5 teams.
Yeah.
And it's too many moves to count now. My plan for the future is to be faithful today. And I'm not exaggerating, because with She Laughs, with football, we don't know what the future holds. We don't know how much longer God will keep us in football. We don't know how far and how much God wants to do with our ministry, but we know what he's asking us to do today. And so today we will be faithful to that, and we will wait and see what tomorrow holds.